Hi guys, I'm back again with yet another video. My name is Lindokuhle Bambelo, right? So in this video, guys, I will just be giving advice to anyone or any trader that is just starting out based from personal experience and obviously observations, just right and around. So I have written them down, guys. So please don't mind me when I look down here because I have them in front of me right now. So without any further waste of time, let's get to that. So the first thing, guys, that is important or that I can give as it's a trading advice is focus on the basics, guys, right? So don't try and complicate things when you are starting out in Forex, guys. Just focus on the basics, your support and resistance, your candlesticks, your patterns. That is all there that is to know, right? It's not the absolute there that is to know, but those are the basic things that you need to know in order to get on the other side of it. And then as you level up and scaling up, that is then where you can try to expand and also add other technical tools such as your Fibonacci, your moving averages, those who use indicators. Those are the things that you can start incorporating as you level up. But when you're just starting, just focus on the basics, guys, on the less things, because a lot of people, even myself, I thought that, guys, you need to know everything. But when you see, when you know everything, or when you have too much knowledge, that is when you start making a lot of mistakes, which is there is more room for mistakes when you try to apply many different things in one thing. So just try to find the less or the specific things that are short and also straight to the point, which is basics, which is why I'm also doing these basic videos, because I saw a gap. Yes, some of the videos that I make are obviously things that other respected or reputable traders are already making videos about, right? But I saw a gap, meaning that there was not someone who was necessarily dedicated something into like the basic things. Hence, I decided to actually make these basic videos. So guys, if there's any advice that I could give, is just focus on the basics, guys. And then as you level up, that is when you can keep adding more and more and more and more, right? So moving on to the second point now, right? So the second point, guys, is know your teachers. So guys, one of the smartest things I have ever done for myself, because I learned Forex by myself through YouTube, right? But that is not to make myself special or something, but that is my truth, right? But when I'm saying that know your teachers, I'm saying that know who you are learning from. So for example, I know that at some point, if you are like me, you learned Forex on your own. There is that phase whereby you started like following, for example, on Instagram, everybody, right? So that is something that everybody, not necessarily everybody, but most people do. We just try to follow everyone because we know the power of Forex, but at the same time, we are being lured by the things that they have achieved or already doing, right? So when I'm saying like know your teachers, know who you learn from. So for example, guys, right? I learned Forex back in 2020, right? So I had just matriculated 2019. So in 2020, that's when I discovered Forex. And then I could see what it could do, obviously. And then when I learned through YouTube, but particularly from the FX codes. So I watched a lot of FX codes videos in 2020, to be honest with you. And even when I was learning from the FX codes videos, I was selective as to who I learned from. For example, I respect everybody that was there, that is still there, right, for their work. But I watched the most of the time analysis that was made by Andile, but he obviously left the FX codes now because I could feel the energy, and also I liked how simple he made things. So I also watched the other videos that the twins made, and everybody. This is rather not to make a comparison or something, but I had my own personal reasons as to why because I resonated more with the with Andile and also how we approached the things, right? So also I learned a lot from Lisiba, guys, right? But and then when I'm saying I knew my teacher at some point from Lisiba, it was not necessarily about chart work. It was rather the mindset. It is the mindset that I loved from the guy. So those were mostly two people that I learned from. So I got, to be honest, I don't have that experience that are whereby you find people saying that they jumped from one strategy to another and everything like that. I have never experienced that. Everything that I'm doing now is everything that I learned from the FX codes videos, which is something that then everything else that I noticed and grew is something that I have observed myself and also applied and tested it into, and which is I tried to do also my own methods, which is some things that I learned along the way. So know your teachers, guys. Don't try to follow everyone else in the social media or even YouTube, but just try to focus on one or two people like I did. Right. So the third point now is be patient, guys, with your journey, right? So a lot of people want to rush the process. They want to see themselves making $1 million next year, wara wara and stuff. So like, guys, try to be patient with the journey, because the one thing is the markets are not going anywhere. The charts will always be there in the next 5 years. So if you need, for example, a digital detox or a 3 months period of some sort away from the charts, you can simply do that. Or even if you're back testing in that 3-month period, try that out, because the markets are not going anywhere, guys. Also, most importantly, guys, don't compete in a space that is not yours, right? Here is something that you don't know, guys. You know, some of the things that the successful traders are doing, it's things that they were doing back in the days. So it's not new to them to flip accounts. It's not a surprise for them to flip accounts. They've done that. They've experienced. They have years and years of experience of the things that they are doing now. And then you are just starting out, and then you already want to flip accounts like how the FX codes are flipping accounts. It doesn't make sense. Yes, you can learn the skill with time, but don't try to rush the process and want to be there comparing yourself with someone who have been doing something for 5-6 years, whereas you are just on your 3-month or your 2-year period, right? So just try to be patient, learn as possible as you can, and keep growing and moving forward. So let's move to the fourth point now. So the fourth point, guys, is finding yourself within the markets. So anyone, like I said, guys, who come for and ask for my assistance, what I always say to them is, I will obviously teach you what I know, but what I want at the end of the day from you is to find yourself within the markets. So just because you learned from me and I taught you how to swing, but if along the way you realize that it's not working out for you, don't be afraid to try maybe day trading, scalping, because that is what may be for you. If I'm taking trades from the 4 hours and the 1 hour, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to. If you're comfortable trading from the 1 hour, the 5 minute, or the 1 minute, then do that. That is you being true to yourself. You have found yourself within the markets. So that is also one of the best advice that I could give, is find yourself within. Finding yourself, guys. Don't trade alone, right? So try to join a trading community, guys. You don't have to go out of your ways, right, and break a bank just because you want to buy a course that you cannot afford. But joining a community can be anyone from next door, maybe, or anyone that you're assisting. Then you can also work together so that you can be able to learn something from that particular person, and then you can also learn things about yourself that you didn't know. Then that's how you're going to grow and improve in the markets. So right, guys, we have now reached the end of the video. Please do me a favor, just hit the subscription button, comment down below if you have anything that you want to add. I will most definitely see you on the next video.